All right. And it says that we are live on Facebook. So I want to welcome you guys to another self love conversation. I am so excited that you guys are here. Also, I definitely know that I owe you guys some time because I've been doing so many things this week. But I'm telling you guys, you are going to enjoy this conversation. Of course, you know it's mental health month, mental health awareness month, and what we doing is we talking about um, anxiety. We're going to talk about some depression, but we're not going to sit up here and actually have you all crazy and down. We have a wonderful guest, Miss Elsie Griffin, who is going to help us become more knowledgeable about what it means to um, be in a situation where you are trying to figure some things out about yourself. And that might result in depression and anxiety, uh, but how you actually lift yourself out of that. So, Elsie, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, I know you have your candle company. I know that you are heavy in, mental health and awareness, but just give us a little bit of background of your story.
So, actually, I was just thinking about this the other day. I think it's about 10 years now. So, 10 years ago,
Yeah.
I attempted suicide, right? And it was due to just a lot of things from childhood and up to adulthood that I did not deal with. So, it's a lot like sexual abuse and, my daddy issues and all of those things, which led to me to think that killing myself was the way out. And that is far from the truth, obviously, because I wouldn't be sitting here being able to accomplish all the things I've accomplished. But in that moment, death was the answer for me.
Mm-hmm. And
And
And so, what exactly did you do? And let me just say this for those of you who are watching, if you are triggered in any way, or if you feel like you need to turn this off and watch it later, please go ahead and do that. If you having any kind of feelings of suicidal thoughts or anything while you're watching this, please make sure you take care of yourself. Please make sure that you get some help. And I'll make sure that I put the number down so that you will have the opportunity to go do that. So what was it? What in your mind, this is a better question. In your mind back then, life wasn't so great for you, right?
correct.
And it got to a point where you felt like you was just tired of this. You wanted to just get out.
hmm
In that particular moment, right? What was some of the events that was happening that led up to that? Because I think that's important for people to know. Like, was it just a whole downstream of things, or was it most of the things that you were dealing with internally?
I didn't know it was internal, right? Because we all think that we're okay, right?
Exactly.
So I thought that it was just, at the time I wasn't working. I really felt I didn't have any help with my son. I just felt like I was a bad parent all the way around. I was in a very toxic relationship. I was living out on my own and far away from my mom. If anyone knows me, they know that my mom is my everything. So it's hard to be that far away from her. We didn't see each other much, and we were all kind of displaced in a way. We had just gotten, I don't even know if she want me to tell her this part, but we were just not in a good place, right? So
Right.
everyone was everywhere, and my world just felt like isolated. I didn't feel welcomed anywhere. I didn't feel loved at all. I didn't love myself, period. And so that particular night, honestly, drinking, matter of fact, I had been drinking every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And that particular night was just like, I'm done with this. I think I got into an argument with my ex at the time. And I was like, I'm just so done. Because what he was saying to me was just like affirming what I felt. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I took lots of pills and woke up in the hospital, kind of chained to my hospital bed. So that that's what it was.
And what was that moment like when you actually woke up and you're in the hospital? Is it like, damn, here I am, right? Or were
Mhm.
you like, Afraid? Like, what was the feeling?
I woke up very much disoriented. Like, what just happened? I
Yeah.
woke up and I saw a police officer outside of my room, and
Mhm.
I could not move my arms. And I'm just like what happened? Where am I? What's going on? And no one was around. Like, my family had to leave. So, the nurse came in and she was like, Miss Griffin, we had to pump your stomach, and you know, just I was just so like, what have I done? And I
Mhm.
immediately started to cry because I kind of remembered what was going on. And I started to cry because I'm just like, oh my God, like, what have I done? Like, I survived. Like, everything was going through my head. And I'm just like, where's my son? I knew nothing.
Mhm.
I just felt like I was happy that I was alive.
That's right.
That part I knew.
Mhm.
I
And
was happy that I didn't die.
they say, and I was just talking to a friend not too long ago. It's when you have to hit rock bottom is where you find God, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so knowing that you wanted to just end it all and you actually took a step, but then you woke up, right? It's like that whole feeling, and that's why I asked, that whole feeling of like, damn, what have I done?
Right.
Not to put you in the not to put you in a guilty state, but did you start to realize all the things that you can live for because you're asking for people that you know and that you love? Does that make sense? It's
Yeah.
like it's like most of us, and we all go through it, LC, right? It's like most of us, when life gets us to the point where we're sitting up here and we're like, you know what, F it, I'm
Yeah.
just sick of all of this stuff because it seems like I cannot catch a break.
Yes.
Every time I turn around, there's always something. And what I tell people all the time is sometimes things have to fall apart so that they can come together,
Mm-hmm.
right? Sometimes you got to go through all of these transitions because life is changing for you. But that's hard to deal with sometimes
Yeah.
because it's all new, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're frustrated and
Mm-hmm.
you're changing like that caterpillar who is fighting to become that butterfly. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And you like,
Exactly.
come on, God, like, how much more can I bear?
Right.
Right? And so you're there, you're chained up, you crying, you asking for your family now, and you telling yourself, what have I done? And then what happens? Do they finally say, they tell you what happened, and then what next?
So I spent a couple of days in the hospital because
Mhm.
I didn't know this. Like, I was thinking, like, I'm gonna go home, and I
Right.
did not go home. I
Okay,
went to
gotcha.
a facility where people that try to kill themselves go. And
Mhm.
I think that was the moment where I was really like, okay, yeah, look, Creature, you was on some other stuff, because when I was in there, like, they put you in a room with nothing but a bed, right?
Of
And
course.
all of these people, they wake you up 100 times a day to take your vitals, and it's just like, oh my gosh. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening, everyone's swapping stories, and some people were like saying they overdosed on heroin and all these things. And you can only, like, it was only one phone. I'm calling my mom, like, listen, I don't belong here.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
I know what you're
Like,
saying. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Look, this ain't, I don't have it this bad, mommy.
right.
I'm sorry. I know what you're saying. Right. But it's so funny because I was, and I'm just relating to you where when I was getting my DUIs and all this stuff or whatever, right? And I went into the alcohol treatment. And so when the lady was like, well, basically you was trying to commit suicide. Basically, you was suffering from situational depression, right?
Right.
And I'm like, bitch, I ain't trying to commit no suicide. Wait a minute. I'm just telling you, I was out. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And I was chilling and I was doing whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't click
Yeah.
that inside we are hurting so much and we don't know how to express that hurt
Yeah.
because you know what, there are no words for that, just kind of like
Mm-hmm.
what you said. I'm going through all this shit and I can't even put a word to it. Because
Yeah.
if I could put a word to it and I can go ahead and kind of rationalize it in my head,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe I could deal with it.
Right. Exactly.
Because you think about it, with a relationship, it's toxic. I can name that.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I know what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now I'll know how to handle that,
Mm-hmm.
right? I know the situation that's going on with me and my mom and my family, and I'm away. I could name that.
Right.
But this feeling that I feel of not being a good mom and not doing, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
You see? And so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to handle these feelings. And a lot of people don't get that,
Yeah.
you know, because they can't put a name on it. It's like, you know what? I'm just trying to get this pain to go away.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I
most,
mean?
yeah, and you stuff it down, right? Because you don't know what it is. So you kind
Right.
of stuff it like, whatever. I'll just move on to the next thing and move on to the next thing. And that's what I was doing. I was just move. I kept moving,
Hmm.
right? And so now that I'm over that, right? So I'm in a place where I can be by myself.
Right.
Back then I couldn't be by myself because now I'm just playing everything in my mind and it's eating me alive. And because I wasn't dealing with it.
Mm-hmm.
So now I can put some names to some stuff and be like, no, you're a toxic person. No,
That's
I
right.
feel down today. No, I'm pissed off. Like I
Right.
put names to things and I speak it and I tell the person who is
Mhm.
causing this stuff. And I say it right then and there. And that has been like the best part of after therapy. Just being able to be honest with myself because I felt like also I was putting on a facade, like, I'm a nice person, but don't get it twisted. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? Like you
Hmm.
cross a line, there's that. So and I was
Right. You're
pretending.
gonna see the bitch in me if you cross the line. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I mean, everybody has that. Like you step over this boundary and you ain't gonna
right,
see LC, you gonna see somebody else. Point
right,
blank,
exactly.
period. You know.
Right. And I think that's where I've gotten to. A lot of people don't like that now that I'm so vocal about my feelings. And I'm like, don't ever say that to me again, or don't ever make me feel like that again. What you said hurt me. And honestly, it's freeing, right? So I feel like a lot of what I was dealing with was because I was afraid to tell what had happened to me as a child. I was afraid to tell my dad how he made me feel. I was afraid of being ostracized or, not being invited to a party or whatever. I was just so afraid of everything. And I
Because
wanted
your
to be out
voice
here.
was silenced
Yeah.
from whatever that happened back then. It could have been the
Hmm.
abuse, a very vocal parent, very stern parent, whatever it is. And the reason why I'm explaining it this way and we having this dialogue this way because it creeps up on you and
Yeah.
you your mind. That's why I said the power of the mind, your mind tells you these things. It is like your worst critic, it is your lover, it is everything. But when it's sitting next to you and it tells you, you ain't got to handle this no more, there's an easy way out.
Come on now.
And you don't have to worry about this. You got to know how to speak it, right? You got to know how to speak it. And one of the things that you said was, I didn't love myself enough to do these things because I was so introverted and I was letting people tell me what they wanted, but I could not tell them how
Right.
I felt and let go of my feelings because I was afraid of how they would judge me, how they would look at me, what they would say to me, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Where that is the number one problem when it comes to stuff like this. And then when you go to therapy and you are allowed to have that space to talk, and that's what I want you to get to. When you go to therapy and you have that space to talk with somebody who is not going to judge you
Period. And don't know you.
and don't know you,
Mm-hmm.
that's where you start to say, hey, wait a minute, wait
Mm-hmm.
a minute. I can really do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can really sit back. But we have this thing about therapy and this stigma, which we doing everything here at the I'm Loving Me Project to change that, because none of those people you can go and talk to, because you all are in it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is in it. So if you can't even complain, because they will probably turn around and be like, well, what the hell you think I'm going through?
Period.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. So, therapy was so. I look at therapy now like, okay, so my therapist is the bomb, and I'll tell people, anybody, to go to her, and I'm gonna tell you why. My
Right.
first time going to therapy, I'm like sitting there like snot rolling, crying, knocks and stuff. And she just let me talk, and she was like, "But you do know that some of that was your fault
Mm-hmm.
from different situations," and I'm like, "My fault? Why?" You know what I'm saying? But she gave me a different perspective, and I'm sitting there looking like, okay, you're right. I'm not. That did do something to that person, and people. A lot of people don't want to hear that, right? You want to
Right.
believe that in every situation it was the other person, and I
Mm-hmm.
believe that, and I was standing firm on that. But she sat there and she let me talk, and she allowed me to cry and to get it out, and so now when I talk about certain things, it's like I used to be just teary eyed and crying. Now I'm just like, I don't have time for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even let it bother me anymore. But having that safe place, and now I try to go to therapy, and people laugh at me when I say this, but I try to go to therapy, and my therapist's like, nothing is wrong with you. Like,
Uh-huh.
you're fine.
I got you. Yep. Yep.
Like, pull your
Because
journal out. You're fine.
yeah, you get to a place where you feel like, man, I but I know for myself, right? And everybody knows in our group that Miss Jackie was my therapist. She was also my alcohol counselor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she gave me therapy after that. But when she was my alcohol counselor, please look. And she's like, so how many drinks do you take? I'm like, this is all irrelevant. I get there. This is
Exactly.
all irrelevant. I just need to make sure I can go ahead and get my license back, go to court,
Exactly.
and be okay. Right? Not knowing I'm drinking a half a bottle of vodka a day.
Mm.
I'm drinking white and brown and partying every day. And I did it for 8 years.
Oh my gosh.
For 8 years. You know why? Because I did not know what my true feelings were, but I said to myself, I was doing me,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody around me was doing them, and I was going to do me. Because you know why? Because when I wasn't doing me, and I was trying to give and be and do things, I was getting hurt,
Yes.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that we need to know is the realness. It's not, you have these tragic events and then you feel these thoughts. It's those little things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a relationship with someone who I love but talks down to me.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And but the thing is, Elsie, right? My my parents and people will call me little names and stuff like that when I was younger. So if you say something, it's just a reminder of that, so I know how to brush that off,
Exactly. That
even
is a
though it
good
hurts
point.
me.
That's a good point. That's a
You
good
you get
point.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know it's building up and it's bothering me, but I remember they used to call me Blackie or this or that. So when you say it, it's just like, oh, well, they used to call me that. So I guess I have another nickname,
Yeah.
right? You go out and you betray my trust or whatever it is. And I say to myself, well, I've seen my grandmother have a revolving door where you can actually hurt her and she'll open that door and let you in, because that's called being a good woman.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? But the whole time is welling up in you and is welling up in you and is welling up in you, and there's nobody there. And the only thing that you think that will give you relief is that you take yourself out, or
Yes.
you no longer exist. Not
Yes.
and I'm only explaining this, ladies, because it's not those big tragic things
Right.
that happen. It is life, because we haven't dealt with the stuff from back then,
Mm-hmm.
and it's showing up again. And now, back then, we were still under our parents' rule and all that, so they had to watch us. Now nobody's watching,
Mm-hmm.
right? Nobody's watching. So when it's time for you to get yourself together, Elsie, you in therapy, you doing all this stuff, right? When did you get that aha moment where you're like, you know what? I really, really, really got to pull it together. I got a kid. I got this. Like, what was that moment for you where you just said, you know what? I'm just gonna fully release.
I think it happened like over time. So, when I finally got home from that whole situation, I started going, I didn't go to therapy right away. It may have taken some 6 months or so because I was still in my toxic situation, right? So
Right.
I think the what led me to therapy was the last thing that he did.
Mm-hmm.
He wrecked my car and to hell with me, I guess, and kind of, and I,
Right.
so that was the thing to be like, no, I can't keep doing this right here.
Mm-hmm.
Cause see, you don't keep, that took me to a whole nother level. So I started going to therapy, and I think there were several things within that time. Like I drank a lot even after that, and I almost killed myself. I almost ran into a pole on my way home. So that was one thing. And I'm just like, Lucretia, you got to get it together. So I'm telling this part because it's like people think that you go to therapy and it's a magical pill tomorrow, you're going to
No,
change. And that's the opposite of that. So I don't want anyone to think like, okay, 3 months in, it's still not, I'm not feeling any different. Keep
no.
going.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
You're still going to make mistakes in that time frame and keep
Exactly.
going because eventually I got to a place where I felt okay to be me. Once I felt okay being me, I was okay saying, no, you can't treat me like that. And once I got to that place, I was like, no, I don't want you in my life. So it
That's
started,
right.
it was a ripple
Yeah,
effect.
you gotta get yourself together in order to
Right.
be strong enough to do that. I read this quote. I got this quote that I'm gonna read, that I was um, looking at this video today, and it said, "You have to keep breaking your heart until it opens."
Mm-hmm. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yes.
have to keep breaking your heart until it opens, meaning that these things you still have to go through until you finally release and let go,
Right.
right? It's not going to happen overnight. Why?
Yeah.
Because you still feeling these feelings. Your life has not changed, right?
Right.
You still got to find a place to live, take care of your kid, go to work,
Right.
do this, do that.
Mm-hmm.
The frustrations are still there, but you're trying to find this balance this time because you
Yeah.
already know that that's chaotic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know that you are in therapy to help you, but you know that hour that you have, you'll be able to express yourself. You're going to feel good, but you got to be able to go back to regular life and practice that shit.
Yeah.
Write in that journal, speak those words, come with some good information of amazing things that you did today, decided to do, and work through,
Yeah.
right? And that's what I want you to talk about, the work that went into it, because now you're a business owner. Now you're an advocate. And that takes work to even get to that point.
Yeah.
So when would you say was your breaking point? You said in 3 months that wasn't it, but like really, when did it really click for you that you are good now and you can actually start to at least move forward?
I think like after therapy, it was a long time, like for real.
Mhm.
Maybe a year or so, maybe 2 years after that, I met my mentor. And
Okay.
when I met her, that's when I looked at this woman, I'm like, that's what I'm trying to be like
Mhm.
confident like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was the next step in the next chapter in that book. Like I want to be that type of woman where someone looks at me and listen to my story and be like, they feel like they can do more that day. You know what I'm saying? They can get up out the bed the next day, type of thing. And I think that's when that part of my life clicked. Like, I want to be more. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep hanging around the same people doing the same things. And she really got me. I mean, she was a no holds barred type of person, like hurt my little heart a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the business part of me came from having a mentor plus my therapist, and putting all those things together. And people think, and I wanted to share this real quickly because I tell my friends this all the time. People think that because I survived, that I'm cured or I don't go through anything. If anything, I have to intentionally every single day make choices because I could easily, it's like being an alcoholic. Like, you could
Right.
easily slip back into that. I could easily have something tragic happen to me. Like, I was recently in a car accident and it was pretty bad. And the next day, like, I just felt so depressed and just so like, it was a hot mess. And I could have easily said, forget it.
Yeah.
I don't want to figure this out anymore. But that was the one time, and that was the time in my life where I said, I want to do this. Like, I want to be a boss, type of thing. When I saw her, I'm like, this is it for me. I
Yeah.
don't got time for that life. I
That's
want
right.
some of this.
But see, that's the thing. It's like, and it doesn't go away. The thought crosses your mind, but that's
Yes.
not only you, though, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what I tell the ladies too. You're not, and I'm sorry, the special one that's just getting all these thoughts to say,
No,
go ahead, right?
no.
Everybody gets to a point where it's their breaking point. Everybody gets to a point where life gets too much, or when too many things happen and the pressure is on. That's when you got to find tools, because you're learning about yourself, right? You learning about yourself. So you learn, man, when things get too rough for me, I got to learn how to step back, because if I
Mm-hmm.
don't, I'm going to self-destruct. So
Yes.
that's just me. So I have to know how to take care of myself. I have to figure out how I can get my peace so I can think, right?
Yes.
For me, I do okay under pressure. My thing is that after it's over, I need to go take a break,
Mm-hmm.
right? I can't keep going and going and going. I can't do that, right?
Yes.
And I don't like to be in situations where a lot of stuff is coming at me.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually try to block things out as much as I can and only handle what I can handle. And I don't care who is mad or upset or whatever it is, because the first thing I need to take care of is me, right? Me. I am no good to you if I am not taking care of me.
Nope.
No
And
good to you.
a lot of people won't understand that, and they'll try to make you feel bad for choosing you. They'll try to say all these, oh, you acting different. I know, oh, you changed. That's good. Because if
Family
I'm the
comes
same person
first. You
that I was,
should.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Hmm.
And I found different things. I do yoga and I meditate, and I tell my son, not right now. I
That's
can't
right.
right now. I don't answer my phone when I don't feel like it. And it's not selfish. It's
Mhm.
having that time, because people will bombard you
That's
and
right.
try to take every little bit that you have left. And I
Right.
can't.
No. And what we're talking about, ladies, is boundaries. The whole
Yes.
point of boundaries is to make sure that you are taking care of yourself and you are teaching people how to treat you,
Treat you. Exactly.
right? You are teaching people how to treat you, because one of the things that we know and that we recognize is that if you got up, you got purpose.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
and God was not through with you yet. And that's what I
Right.
tell people. If you are still here, you got all the activity of your limbs, and you are able to wake up, you got a purpose, because you know why? There is somebody in the hospital right now, Elsie, begging God to have your spot,
Yes.
begging God to be in a position that you in right now, to have your issues, just to be here, because they know what it's like to be in there.
Yes.
So they looking at rock bottom every day, begging God, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you say, well, I should be grateful and I know I'm grateful, but I just don't feel like it inside. That's why you have to figure out what is it that you are feeling and what you need to get out, because those are messengers in you that's telling you you are more, you can do better, you can love yourself, and you have to be able to figure out how to get that out,
Yes.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
now we a boss. Look at this. Look at God.
Period.
Right? Now we a boss. Now we found our purpose.
Yeah.
Now we doing what we know we love to do and being an advocate. So tell us about your businesses and everything that you have going on.
Yeah, so God gave me the Serenity Candle Company, and it's all basically all I do is around peace and just having
Peace.
a place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all about peace. So the Serenity Candle Company is just that. And I have these fragrances that invokes that peace, love, wisdom, clarity, all those things that you need right during this journey. And so that's going really well, and I thank God for it. And Stay Girly Inc. is something that will always be near and dear to my heart for young girls that's going through the same thing I went through as a young girl. And hopefully I can help them escape some of those pitfalls before they get to hopefully they'll never get to where I got to. But those are my babies, and I'm
Yeah.
excited about it.
And so what are some of the things that you do with them?
So what I'm wanting to do now, because I kind of put that on hold a little bit, the
Mhm.
Serenity Candle Company takes a lot, but just a mentorship program. One of my mentees that I have, we go have lunch still, we talk, and we do things that she's interested in that she do not get a chance to do in her normal life. So I want to have a big brother, big sister type of situation where they have somebody to call on. Maybe they can't afford a counselor, but they can have their big sister around to talk to them. So that's what I'm trying to implement right now.
That's amazing. And with the young kids, all the stress and everything that they have, and they
Yeah.
stressing out about not having a graduation, or
Yes.
things that happen in their life, and just purely isolation from 2020 and moving forward in life is very vital for that. That
Yes.
they have their outlet, because a lot of them just don't talk, right? A lot of
No,
them just don't talk.
they don't. My 15-year-old, he's getting there, but
Mm-hmm. And you always got to do these check-ins.
correct always. So
So
yeah.
how do we buy some candles? How do we connect with you?
Yes, go buy some candles. So on Instagram is the Serenity Candle Co. Same as the website www.theserenitycandleco.com. Go check them out. Mother's Day was amazing, so I'm restocking right now. Go me. But yes, and Journey to LC is my new Instagram page because I wanted something that's peaceful. Okay, I don't want to see all the nonsense, so
Yeah.
that's where I'm at now.
Elsie, I enjoyed this conversation. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I think your story and all of the women who are coming forward to tell their story, I think it's just so powerful, because we gotta be able to have these conversations, because especially women, we have so much purpose, so much love. We're nurturers, and like I said, we're the ones who change nations. We are the ones who carry the messages and the kids and do all this stuff. But we gotta know how not to take care of everybody else and take care of ourselves.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
what would have happened with your son if you wasn't here? You wouldn't have seen him grown to be the 15-year-old who don't talk. You know
Correct.
what I'm saying? You know, and how would life be because you wasn't here? Where now you are just giving people your purpose of peace, because
Yes.
that's what you were looking for.
Hmm.
God allowed you to find that.
Yeah.
And now you are pouring that into other people, because that was your purpose in the beginning, to
Yeah.
go through hell so you can find peace, right?
Ain't
You
that
know what I'm
something?
saying? Go through
Right.
hell to find peace. because you know what that means.
Yes.
You know what that means. And you know what it's like to be in an environment where it's quiet and your thoughts are cool. And you
Yes.
know how to take a young lady and say, hey, you know what? Your life is crazy right now, but let me offer you just a little bit of peace,
Yes.
even if it means me just sitting here with you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I'm happy and I'm so proud that you actually found that purpose because now anything is possible because you know your lane now.
Yes, exactly.
I've been through hell. I've been through hell to find peace, and I know how to give it to you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you
Yeah,
so much. It was
absolutely.
fun.
Amen to that. All right. So I appreciate it. I hope you guys had enjoyed this interview, and we'll definitely see you soon. Okay.
Bye, y'all.
All right. See ya.